All right, hello and welcome to the Real Estate Marketing Lab, where we teach you how to make money online in the real estate industry, increase your sales, and grow your business. So, whether you're a team member learning about our process, welcome to the team, or you're a current client, or you're a potential client, hey, you're just interested, or hey, maybe you're one of my competitors. Here, have fun. This is literally how we do it. I'm here to show you step by step how we create a Google search ad. So the topic of today is how we create a Google search ad for resales. So resales in real estate. So let's go to Google, and today's example is the zip code 33133. This is a zip code in the South Florida area. So in Miami, Florida, the city's Miami. We understand the county's Dade County. There's multiple sub neighborhoods in Dade County. So in the city of Miami is a sub area called Coconut Grove. 33133 basically encompasses all of that. So let's go to maps. And we see here, Coconut Grove is a big chunk of that 33133. You get a little bit over here on the other side of US 1. But what I'm trying to show you today is that we're following basically what Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, Trulia, all these multi-billion dollar companies do. They've done it in the organic sense, so they don't pay for the click. What we're doing is we're trying to show you the way to skip all that for the best traffic, best keywords. Why go after somebody saying, hey, parks in Miami or what to do in Miami? That person is probably, you don't know if they have money. You don't know if they're buying. You don't know if they're visiting. You know what they're doing. You're not here to be a tour guide. You're here to sell homes to people searching in your market. So if your zip code is 33133, and again, I invite you, even if you're my competitors, to comment, to ask, we're going to do live webinars, live workshops, and we're going to show you step by step on how to do this for your area. Especially if you're running ads on Zillow or doing any type of Google ads for real estate. So we know Coconut Grove is the major neighborhood here. You see that the majority of Coconut Grove encompasses the majority of 33133. So we'll do two options. I'm almost positive that most people don't search through zip code, or if they do, they could be high quality traffic. It's just not as high search volume. A lot of people search by neighborhood names. So we don't want to do Miami. Miami's world famous. Again, for most people outside of Miami, it's the entire Dade County. So I can get into that. I can show you. But the goal for today is how do we dominate 33133? So we'll do both options. We're going to also dive in a little bit into keyword research. This is number one in our wheel niche, the research stage. So this is just showing you for resales. So the three factors: sub area, Coconut Grove, property type, houses, buyer intent for sale. So we would type in our seed keyword, what we believe our best um, viewer or buyer or lead is typing in. So this is what we call our seed keyword. We go to our first organic result. Again, Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, even large brokerages like Corcoran, Zillow again, Compass, Sotheby's. So it's very difficult to compete with these multi-billion dollar publicly traded companies. But we have done it in the past. The reason we don't focus on SEO is for two reasons. We can only rank so many people for the same keyword. Again, we're here to grow your business. Every client's individual. And also, this is what we call above the fold. Before you scroll down, look, even if I scroll down, they're still sponsored. So the first four results, so even if I was number one organically, I'd have to scroll all the way down here. So the way we do keyword research, this is a little hack. You can, of course, use the Google Keyword Planner. I'll show you tactics on doing that. Is we grab this keyword, we go to SEMrush. This is software we use. Oh, it's like Netflix now. We need multiple accounts. I guess my team is in there. So let's go ahead here. We go to Zillow. Sometimes they reset it to root domain. I like having it as either subfolder or exact URL if there's multiple folders. So we go here. We have here all of our best keywords. And there's three major factors that we want to look at. We want to look at the exact keyword. We want to look at the search volume. This is by monthly, so 90 average per month. And then the average cost per click. So 85 cents cost per click and 90 clicks per month for this keyword. Again, we're not going after apartments. We're not going after condos. We're going after houses. So we wouldn't go after, what I like to do is I like to order by position. Sometimes you can order by traffic, things like that. Remember, you don't want the highest search volume. We are paying for the click. So we want the highest quality traffic. So this is a phenomenal keyword: property type, buyer intent, sub area. Property type, buyer intent, sub area. So we'll pick a couple of these, and it's very important to understand how to set this up in Google. There's only two things in the keyword settings we utilize: phrase match and exact match. We never, ever, ever, ever use broad match. And I'll show you when we're building the campaign. So now we have our keywords. We know, let's double check the cost per click and search volume. Not high search volume, but again, we don't want the highest search volume. We want the highest quality traffic. And that's not a bad cost per click. Normally we aim for $1 to $3 cost per click, and that's fine. So this is saying about 50 cents, 45 cents. Again, these are guidelines. These softwares basically look at 12 months back of data and average out this information. So it definitely fluctuates. I've seen this with the pre-constructions. Project has just launched. There's no search volume, and then out of nowhere in 2 months, there's a huge spike. So that search volume is actually looking back at 12 months worth of data. So the search volume is actually much higher. Again, we'll see our cost per click and all that once we have our ads live and they're actually running. This is more of a starting point, and then the best data is actually launching your own ads. So we go here, we go to, again, you're probably going to go to ads.google.com. You're going to sign in. You're going to find your account. I have an MCC account that manages many, many accounts. And for today, we're going to be utilizing this account, which is actually going after this exact area. So the things that we need before we even launch, there's 5 things. So let me go ahead and open a quick Google Doc. There's 5 things as a marketing person you would always like provided to you. 1, the platform. So in this case, we know it's Google Search Ads. Number 2, the audience. In Google Search Ads, you do it by geolocation, which I'm going to show you. We do presence or interest, because a lot of novices confuse this. They think they're doing presence, people physically located in an area, and then they select this setting, so it completely destabilizes what Google's really going after. Plus, keyword selection. So I want to explain something. You can only narrow one of these, and the other one has to be broad. So if I wanted to target everybody physically located in Manhattan, searching Miami Beach or Miami condos for sale, Miami homes for sale, that would be fine because we're narrowing by the geo-targeting and we're going broader by the keyword selection. Again, I don't know if everybody in Manhattan searching Miami homes for sale is a high quality lead. Only the data will test, and we'll get to that in a different video. The objective today is to show you how to build a Google search ad. But I just want to be, so right now, the way we're doing it, since we select presence or interest, which I'm going to show you how we do that, is that's basically expanding to the entire world, to anyone interested in this physical location. And we're being narrow with our keyword selection. We're going only after somebody in the entire world interested in that area, typing in a keyword very similar, almost exactly the same or very, very similar. Third is the budget. I normally recommend to my clients, I have clients at all different levels. If you have a team, if you have the manpower, we can, of course, generate you quality and quantity. We can discuss on what your proper budget should be. In the case of a lot of teams, or agents, they're either single agents, small teams, and they don't have the manpower to follow up on hundreds and hundreds of leads. So our objective is to get you high quality leads. So you're not calling hundreds of people that might randomly want or not want real estate or be within your price point. So the budget we break down as we aim for at least 1 lead a day. So assuming 30 days in a month, averaging anywhere from $20 to $40 cost per lead. And I will show you the types of landing pages we use. Actually, I'm going to be showing you our brand new IDX. So this is the brand new IDX we will be launching. If you want to see kind of our old school IDX, it's more along the lines of this. And it's not old school, it's still phenomenal. It's just we're always advancing, we're always launching. So this is our current IDX user experience. And this is the newer one, and this is the landing page we'll be utilizing today. Again, what we're trying to do, or what we're actually objectively doing, is we're creating you your own Zillow. So instead of typing in Coconut Grove houses for sale and going to Zillow, the goal is that your website, your brand, skip Zillow, and the users, the people in the market today searching, click here and go to your Zillow website where it showcases yourself, You saw the tripwire here. This is what we call the boost box. And then we always order by newest listing so that there's always fresh properties available. Again, we're not selling shoes, we're not selling wallets or purses or things. This is an e-commerce where I can just add a credit card. This is essentially, even for the wealthiest, the largest purchases that they make in their entire lives. So we understand that there's a lot of people in different stages in their buyer life cycle. So I call the buyer life cycle the rabbit hole. You're going to hear that a lot. Probably in the next video, we'll go over the rabbit hole. How do we take a stranger on the internet to an actual transaction and client? So now all of that being said, you know our new IDX, you've seen our current IDX. This will be launching in the very near future. So if you're our current client right now and you want this IDX, or hey, maybe you're a potential client, you want to just jump to this tech, let us know. So jumping back, our budget, $20 to $40. We normally aim for $33 a day in ad spend, which equates to about $1,000 a month, equaling if we get each lead at about $33 between 20 and 40, depending on with the reason we're creating these new IDX is to lower your cost per lead with a better user experience, mobile, desktop, things like that. We're always innovating, advancing to provide you better results. And that's why we say your IDX Boost website is the last website you'll ever need, because just like your phone, the operating system is always updating to the newest, coolest technology we're creating. So this should equal about 30 to 50 leads per month. 50 if we're getting it about $20 cost per lead. So just assume with $1,000 a month budget, which equates to $33 a day, you're getting 30 to 50 leads per month. And the goal is on the higher quality side. So assets, Google does have a section called assets now. They used to call it extensions. To me, assets, depending on the platform, it changes. So we use Google Ads, and in Google Ads, we use search, display, and videos, which used to be YouTube, but they call it videos now. And in Meta, we have Instagram and Facebook ads. So those are the two platforms. So when creating this, it's important to understand where in those platforms we're creating this. In the case of this, basically it's search, it's text. This is majority text, like we can see here. So Google has updated. So this is what's called site link extensions. You have images. You can add your Google My Business. There's many things we can add. So this is called call outs. So these are all what I used to call extensions. Now Google calls these assets. So for me, assets is anything that we need to create an ad. So ad text, images, site link extensions, even the logos. So Google is always advancing. We've been doing this for a very long time, and a lot of those things didn't exist. Text ad or text for ad, images, logos, site link extensions, uh, local business or address, whatever the case may be, phone for mobile, call outs. There you go. So those are just some examples. And then 5 is landing page. In the case of Meta, and even on Google, we just don't really utilize this in Google. We primarily do it on Meta. You have form fills, but in our case, our landing page is going to be this landing page right here. Okay, perfect. And then our keyword selection, we can go ahead and select some of these keywords that we found here. Copy. I'm going to paste it here real quick because it brings all the code over, and I don't want any of that code. Oh, we're only for the case of this, we're only going to pick a couple. Oh, you see, brought the code over. All right, and I'll probably pick this one too. 170, 50 cents. And we have these. So this, do you see how these don't have the for sale? So we wouldn't go after these. We would probably make rent a negative keyword, rentals. A lot of our clients don't want it. If our clients do want it, we would use a different landing page. So the objective is that whatever traffic source you're using matches whatever landing page you're taking them to. A lot of clients forget that the objective is to provide your user with what they want, not with what you want. You sell them later down the line in the back end. The goal is to provide them with value. So now we get to the nitty gritty. Now we have all 5 things that we need. We have our platform, Google search, we have our audience, we have our budget, we have our assets, and we have our landing page. So the very first thing, and we'll go documenting, is what's your campaign objective? So what's your campaign objective? So our campaign objective is Let's go ahead and take a screenshot of this. Oh, I'll get in the picture a little bit. All right. So our campaign objective is not at promotion. Sorry, I took the wrong screenshot. Our campaign objective is leads. We want leads. So we're going to select leads, but I am going to just go ahead and take the screenshot. All right, let's go ahead. We want leads. So second, use these conversion tools so we can already see our conversion tracking. Again, if you're not tracking conversions, we track three types of conversions. A sign up when somebody registers on the website. That's what we call a cold lead capture. They're not saying, hey, call me with more information. They're just providing a name, email, phone number in the hopes of getting access to your IDX. And then when they actually fill out a form saying, hey, please call me with more information, that's what we actually consider a lead. So difference between a lead and a sign up, and then of course phone calls. And we only track the phone call as a conversion if it's a phone call over 30 seconds usually. That's the main objective. So we have here, we can double check on that later. But basically those are the main ones. And just if you want a quick visual, so you see I'm signed in, I'm gonna go ahead and log out. So if I'm not logged in or registered and I were to click here or to favorite a property, whatever the case may be, this is what we call a sign up or register. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. So I logged in and now I'm logged in. I'm basically now, I'm not a random person. This is who I am. These are the properties I viewed. And that's what we call the cold lead captures. And basically, this is what we call a warm lead capture. So this is somebody saying, hey, Nyla, please call me with more information about this specific property. So the first one would be this right here, signups, what I did in order for me to register on the website, and then the second one would be this one. And then a phone call is pretty obvious. So select campaign type. I'm going to be very, very honest. We do not really focus on performance max or demand gen. Shopping, not yet, until you could buy a property with a credit card, hopefully. This is the future now with Bitcoin. But the main three is search, video, display. So let's go ahead and select search. And let's go ahead and go back to our document. Select campaign type. And we will select search. And we will take a screenshot. And go ahead and just toss this here. Let's go back. So we selected a search campaign. You can do all these. You can skip them. It just pre-populates information. I'm just gonna skip it for now. Campaign name. It's gonna be super important to standardize this, especially as you go building campaigns. So we're gonna do search um areas because we're going after areas. And we can just put CG for now. I mean, in the ad group, we'll do that. So we'll go ahead and search areas. Sometimes it's also good to put the date. Today is May 20th, so you could put 5/29 just to have it there as a visual representation. Continue. So let's go ahead and start new. So what do you want to focus on? I highly recommend not setting a target cost per acquisition. In the beginning, you want the AI to do the heavy lifting. That's why we connect the conversion tracking. So as we go getting leads and we start seeing leads, which lead came from which keyword, we can go making manual optimizations. There are other softwares. I'm not going to recommend just yet, but we can deep dive into softwares that actually track the entire life cycle, feeding that data back to AI. So right now the goal is to keep the cost per lead as low as possible, getting the client as many leads as possible. And as they start talking to the leads, it's like, hey guys, these are good leads. These leads, not so much. They answer, they're not my price point, they're unresponsive. Whatever the case is, why they're not necessarily the lead they want to work with, we go backtracking exactly the keyword, the campaign, other metadata, their geolocation, certain things. So no target cost per acquisition. So the next stage is bidding, no pre-select cost, leave blank. So we'll go here. bidding. This is also a newer feature down here, bid for newer customers only. You do need to upload a list showing them your current customers. Um, here. So if I were to select it, this campaign will only work with at least 1,000 active members in at least one network. So we would have to tell Google, hey, this is my current set of clients. I only want new customers. So this is an option too if the main objective, if we go back to our chart here, um, is basically the three platforms, Google Ads, IDX Boost, and currently now Follow Boss, and how do we take it to a transaction? So right now, the main focus of what we're discussing is how to get new users from Google Search Ads. But as of right now, we don't even mind returning users finding. The goal is that even if they are a current client, that they're always thinking of us. So cold traffic, warm traffic, hot traffic, and then of course the hottest traffic of all is active clients. But most of our clients, by the time you have them as an active client, we've seen you do a phenomenal job retaining them. So our objective is to generate you new business of people that are able to afford the properties that you sell in your market and are interested in buying sooner rather than later in your farming areas. So Google Search Partner Networks, I usually leave this one on, but I absolutely recommend always having this one off. We've tested this over the years, um, and it's generated a lot of spam. So there are places where sometimes it does expand a lot more. You're able to show in like YouTube, things like that. I can show you some examples later. But as of right now, I recommend not using this. The main objective is that they are searching in Google and they're in the mindset of, I want to look for houses in this market to buy. So right now, this is fine. It doesn't take too much of the market. But later down the line, I'll show you tactics on ways to see if it is taking your budget and you should turn it off later. But as of right now, we leave it on. So I don't know if I documented the last part. Hopefully I did. Yes, bidding. Well, this video is being recorded on the great side. So when you watch it, let me know. So campaign settings, we'll go ahead and start with campaign settings. Networks, campaign, network, we'll go ahead and net only, no display. All right, next one is locations. So this is one of the most crucial components in the geo-targeting. So let's go ahead and select location option. So remember we were discussing presence or interest. So when you select presence or interest, you would select the exact location. So this is the entire world. This is US and Canada. This is US. For sure, I always go here. So let's say in the past, you couldn't, Coconut Grove didn't show up. It didn't exist in Google. I've been doing this a long time. This is only within the past year. Now it shows up. And they even have subsections. So we can select all three of these, and I'll show you in the map to make sure, because I have team members that are in all different parts of the world. I do this for clients in locations I've never physically been to. So this is a proven process and a proven formula, and I have checks and balances to make sure you're going after the right area. Simple example, there's two Edgewaters. There's Edgewater, Miami, and Edgewater, Florida, hundreds of miles away from each other. Completely different markets, completely different areas. You want to double check in the map you're going after the right area. So a little disclaimer here. In the housing industry, Google Ads and Meta Ads are highly regulated. In Meta Ads, it's even more regulated. You cannot select a zip code for housing. Your ads will get taken down or not shown, as at some point something will happen to your ads. As a neighborhood, this is why I like Google. Um, Coconut Grove is a small neighborhood. It's not huge. I think it's smaller than the actual zip code. But we can now select neighborhood. So Coconut Creek is completely far away. We're not going to select that. Let's go back to Coconut Grove. This is new. I did not see these northeast and west, but I definitely want them there now that they exist. I guess more population is moving there. Oh, southwest Coconut Grove, so northeast. That's fine. Now advanced search. And there you go, Southwest Coconut Grove, Northeast, and the entire Coconut Grove just to make sure. And you could always zoom out to double check, but when it's this zoomed in, it means this is the only areas you're going after. So perfect. I'm going to just go ahead and there. Presence or interest. That what that means is anybody in the entire world interested in that physical location. So my ad can show in Paris. It can show in Colombia. It can show in wherever the case may be. Don't worry about those crazy countries that we don't think the king or the prince of a certain country might contact you and be looking. So those don't come from ads. If in any case we can always backtrack, I've never seen it come from an ad, and we have the only time we saw that kind of spammy stuff is when we included the display. So now we have our locations. Um, let's go. Select presence or interest. All right, and then I'll show you other tactics later down the line. This is what we call our primary campaigns. We do create secondary campaigns. Hey, I want to target all the people in Mexico City searching this keyword. That's fine. I want to target everybody in Manhattan or Beverly Hills searching this keywords. We can do that. We call those secondary campaigns because we'll just explain that later. They're not as powerful as the way I'm showing you right now. So now we have our languages. Um, we utilize this tactic a lot for certain clients, things like that. You could just leave it as English for now. You are definitely going to narrow it. I used to just erase it in the past and just have all languages searching, um, which I actually would. And then if in any case, people start searching in other languages, I would just start reducing. So you want to try and expand as much as possible. And then when you start seeing data of people that are not necessarily the target audience you're going after, then you can go that's how we utilize negative keywords. Is we've seen sometimes we'll go after a neighborhood and the neighborhood will have a multitude of properties. Downtown Miami. Downtown Miami has multi-million dollar properties. They have 20 million, $30 million condos, but they also have investment properties in certain areas. So we've seen the keyword under 300,000, under 200,000, which in this day and age in 2025 it doesn't exist. So all languages. Audience segments. This is super important. I actually learned this one from my mentor. I had no idea. What you should do is how they interacted with your business, website visitors. Um, what we like to do is I like to create what's called a 540-day audience. There you go. So this is usually going to be your largest audience. This is every website visitor in the past 540 days. So I don't know if this is the exact one. It should be much larger than this. Now with cookies and cleaning your cookies, it does get smaller, but normally you want this audience at least in the 1,000. But the goal here is you select observation, not targeting. Targeting is when we start doing retargeting because you only want those people to see it. In this case, it's expanding broader to people very similar to that to get a wider expansion. So you select observation. So let's see for the purpose of this. I want to make sure we do our due diligence. 540 audience, past website visitors. Even though when you're probably launching the campaign at first, you could still select this audience. It's probably empty, because you've never had website visitors pixelated yet. It's fine. Just select it as observational. So as your audience goes populating, it just helps the Google AI brain learn more and more. So here we go. Broad match keywords off always. In my company, my team, we understand that if a broad match keyword is on, something is very, very wrong. We never, 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 ever, 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 ever go after broad match keyword. All right, so we're getting there. Automatically created ads off. So I'm gonna make a whole Instagram video today about this. If you're in real estate and you're running Google Ads and you're listening to the Google Ads recommendations, you're probably losing all your money. My team and I get calls from Google daily. For years we have. Now we have our dedicated support people and things like that. But in the past, they would always make us make recommendations, and my team would tell me we're breaking everything for the client. We're destroying everything. Now we have to go fix it based off of Google's recommendations. So automatically create assets. This is more for people that don't know what they're doing. No. All right. So this video is almost 31 minutes. So more settings. This we can get into customizations. I don't recommend any of these at the moment. You want it all day. You want the best performing ads. We can, of course, exclude certain things if we want. But the objective is that the AI is always trying to lower our cost per lead while maintaining the highest level of quality. So more settings. Let me just put it here. All right. And I think at this point, the next step are the keywords. Okay, so we don't want them generating the keywords. We just basically we have our ad group one here, Coconut Grove, houses for sale. And then we have our keywords in our document. So this is what we were talking about, phrase versus exact match. So let me go here. Let me just copy these, put them all here. And usually you want the highest search volume. So let's say houses, homes. So houses was homes. This one was the highest search volume out of the three, I believe. Yeah. So we could do it like this. I don't like more than two phrase match and then the majority exact match. So phrase match just means in parentheses. Exact match just means in brackets. And I don't like adding more than, let's say, a max of 6 to 8 keywords. Because when you do the phrase match, basically you're telling Google, I want this keyword or any keyword with very similar words to this. So like single family house for sale in Coconut Grove, Miami. Houses for sale in Coconut Grove, Miami with a pool. You will show up for all of those doing it like this. We used to use something called broad match modifiers. Um, oof, that's not where I wanted to go. Okay, it just took me down. Perfect. So let me go ahead and take a screenshot here, add it here. Oof, what did I do? No. Okay, I did it in the wrong section, but I messed up my own document. All right, so let's take another screenshot. And now we're at the ad group level. So we were just at the campaign level. So we were done with the campaign. In every single ad group, there's three things you need. You need the keywords, you need the ad text, and you need the landing page. So now that we have our keywords, basically this is where we build out our ad. And we will do this in a second. Okay, so just to finish. Okay, so just to finish our recording, now we're in the ad section. Okay, so in our ad section, let's just go back to our document real quick. We have our keywords. Now the ads. Here is where we're going to add our landing page. So we have our landing page. Let's go back up here. Copy. We're going to go ahead and add our landing page here. Even though this domain has the actual name in it, some of our clients have different domains. So just so it correlates with it shows here in the extension, Coconut Grove Homes for Sale. Phone call, we got the client's phone number. So I like copying exactly. So we copy exactly how it is on the website. We go here, phone call. They might already have it, but let's go ahead and add it here. So save, apply. We have our phone call, our headlines, our description. So we have 4 descriptions. We have 15 headlines. We can add images as well. So business name, in this case, this is the name of the business right now. Our logo, which I wouldn't use. The Aston Martin logo. Let's go ahead and just remove this for now. Let's go back. So we'll go adding, so there we go, our site link extensions, our call outs. These are the other things we were talking about, the business logo. So if we just go here real quick, the logo, site link extensions, the images, here are call outs. And since we're on desktop, there's probably no phones right now. So site links, business logo, business name, images. And the way I like to do the headlines and the descriptions is basically I go to ChatGPT. I ask it, help me create a Google ad text for my search ads. Uh, I need 15 descriptions, 30 characters or less. I need 4, sorry, not descriptions, headlines. 4 descriptions, 90 characters or less. I need to incorporate the keyword Coconut Grove houses, or let's do homes for sale, and make sure the ad text helps increase click-through rate. So that's a simple prompt. And here we go. We can just basically copy our text. We want to, of course, give a human eye to it. Like Grove Homes for Sale, your Grove, buying Coconut Grove today. So we have 15 descriptions here. I would like to use at least 10. We can make variations of our favorite ones. And then see top Coconut Grove Homes for Sale before they're gone. That's a little too cheesy. Explore luxury condo homes for sale, new listings added daily. That's not bad. Discover Coconut Grove Homes for Sale. Local, curated, move-in ready. Your dream home in Coconut Grove Homes. So I like this one and I like this one. I'm not too crazy about the first one or the second one. I don't like before they're gone. But we would go adding our headlines, our assets, and our descriptions. So 4 descriptions, the headlines here. I don't recommend pinning any. I don't like pinning. I would let the AI select the best ones. And then we're done. We're done. We hit next. Here's our average. So set custom budget. We're gonna put $33 daily. That's $1,000 a month. Next. And then we didn't do our ads. I'm gonna confirm it's me. I need my phone. Don't worry, my phone's a little old, but I'm getting a new one. I think they're on the 25. I am not an iPhone user. Not yet. Who knows? I'm on a Mac, but have an Android. Crazy, right? So thank you for verifying it's you. Ready to go. I don't follow any of these recommendations, and we're good to go. So that's how you create a Google search ad. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to message, direct message, comment below, whatever the case may be. My name is Steven Matsumoto. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at the Real Estate Marketing Group, and I am the head of the Real Estate Marketing Lab, where we show you how to increase your sales and grow your business through digital marketing tactics that we've proven over the past decade. So thank you, and see you on the other side.